13 KOs, devastating knockout or stoppage of Kevin Johnson. Probably should have been one, actually, but was two. Anthony Joshua, fire away. Gentlemen.
Anthony, you seem to, I don't know, show a bit of spite there. It's like you really wanted to kind of prove something, if not to the doubters, but to Kevin Johnson as well, that you were going to knock him out.
No, I've always said from the start of this fight, people say, oh, when are you going to knock him out? Say round by round, just approach it like any other fight. But I always say, man, the training is torture, fighting is the fun part. And you just can't hold back the excitement, you know. I feel like I'm developing as well. So I'm getting a bit more comfortable with like parrying shots, defending, so I'm a bit more comfortable in the ring. And as I'm starting to develop, I start to enjoy my fighting.
Does it feel like Groundhog Day though? Every time you go out there, you're not being stretched again?
What, like, it's
well,
not...
he didn't. How much did he stretch you tonight? You wanted to be tested.
Yeah, but remember, okay, if he does test me, then I've got problems. I always say, how are you going to feel against this opponent? I say, he's not Vladimir Klitschko or Deontay Wilder, so I'm not really worried about him. And that was the same attitude as an amateur. Like, when I won the ABAs, it was only when the physio said to me, I come up to GB, and I was like, yeah, I'm an ABA champion. And she said to me, you'll never take an ABA champion to an Olympic or world champion and get respect. And that's the same mentality now. I don't get fazed by like Johnson. I'm supposed to beat these guys, you know, in good fashion. If I've got any chance of beating better opponents that are going to come in the next 5 or so fights.
Did you sense him breaking mentally as well as physically there once you were in the ring with him?
Yeah, because I knew that if he thought he could hit me with the jab, I knew that he thought he could beat me. So I made sure I was wary of his best punch, and that was his jab, and I made sure I made my jab better than his. So when I started hitting him back with the jab, I could already see that I was getting my range in.
The spike that was mentioned, it looked like you finished him at the end of the first round. It looked like it had been waved off.
Yeah.
But then you got to punch that ring for the next minute and a half.
It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best finish, you know. But because we've been fighting back to back, I think my inside work would have been better. This one had become a bit more devastating. But that's what training is about. And I'll get back in the gym. I didn't take too much out of me. So I'll be back in the gym soon. And then, as you've seen, I always say it, from my day one amateurs to now, you can see a slow progress. So by my next fight, you'll definitely see some improvement.
Sorry, did you say you want to be more devastating?
Yeah, definitely.
How's that going to look?
Just little things. The jab was good today. The counter right was good, but the inside work could have been better. I was trying to use more angles, but I didn't want to explode too much because I didn't want to get old man and him tuck up, and then 6 rounds later, I've punched myself out and he's still there. So you know when you're fighting, all these things are going through your head. So just like stuff like that, being able to switch, put it there, come back around the other side. But instead I was a bit too square on, but I'll go back and I'll work on it.
You do know you sort of barely missed it. I mean, once you hurt him, you absolutely did it.
Yeah, because I thought, you know how it is. You see them fights when you've got them hurt in the first round, and then by the 6th round, I'm on the road getting battered and bruised. So I thought, let me pounce him. So that's why I made sure I laid that lever on him.
What was he saying to you at the end?
Just, you know when he just nods your head, like he doesn't have much to say. He had a lot to say before.
Yeah, that's what I asked.
Well, I just said big respect. I just said respect to you, do you know what I mean? I said, well, I'll see you back at the hotel. As I said, I don't take none of that personally. I've got a duty to do. And it's nothing personal. It's just business, isn't it? It's just business.
How much do you think you learned from that build up this week?
Nothing much. No, just another fight. As I said though, the inside work definitely important.
Eddie, as a promoter, how hard is this?
Who do you want to face next?
I don't mind. It's not really about who I face next. It's just about my own self-development. You know, my coach says we've got this guy next. You know, that's what I'm going to go for. But obviously, the names that people want to fight is Price, Chisora, Fury, and Dillon. But they'll all come at some stage. But right now, whatever my coach thinks is best, then I'll just go that route. But for me, what I want to do next is get in the gym and get better.
Are you surprised that these guys are still wanting to fight you in the gym and stuff like that?
Nah, man, I'm always going to have haters. You know, people are sitting on the other side to me.
Outside of Fury, who's obviously got the Klitschko fight, he's the fight that fight.
Yeah, are there any of those people, the names you just mentioned, Chisora, Price, Fury, Dillian, are there any of those you don't feel you can beat today?
I You only know once the bell's gone in there. I don't really care either. I just worry about myself. I don't worry about anything. Serious, I don't really. Like, it's only a fight, man.
Eddie, how difficult is it for you?
I'll answer, he beat all of them, you know he was.
Did Johnson really have a bet on himself?
Apparently, yeah. $15,000.
How much?
$15,000.
Was it like going to change your reads?
Yeah, it was weird. I was warming up, then I'm like, in my little break, I'm like, come on, Mister, get off the ropes. I've got a lot of time for John Ryder and Mitchell Nico. But it's boxing, you've got one end of it where I'm coming back, it's like, well done, and then Mitchell had a real tough fight, so that's boxing for you, and anything can happen.
Who else was in the dressing room?
Ryder, John Ryder, no Kevin Mitchell, yeah.
John Wayne Gibbett as well?
No.
So you're the only winner in your division?
Yeah, unfortunately, man. That's all good though. They're good sportsmen, train hard, and win, lose or draw, I mean, I support them.
Do you get a sense it's almost impossible to match because you're going at such an incredible rate?
There's loads of people that I can fight.
What about July the
18th?
Yeah, but Dillian White's been kind of mentioned out there. Is that Eddie? Hello, Eddie?
July the 18th, that's, I think the fight that, talk about Dillian and David Price is September the 12th, yeah, I think July the 18th.
Those two September the 12th.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of fight we're looking for September the 12th. I think July the 18th, you know, again, we restructure after every fight, so like, we didn't know that was going to happen tonight. I thought he'd stop him, but I didn't think, you know, it'd necessarily be like that. So again, you know, that now changes the type of opponent we were potentially looking at for July the 18th. And it also changes people who want to take the fight, because unless there's massive money in fighting Anthony Joshua, they don't want to take it. I don't blame them. Do you? You know, I mean...
Yeah, so it's becoming very difficult.
It's been difficult to match him from day one. But after every fight it becomes more and more difficult. But now, after knocking Kevin Johnson out in 2 rounds, it's even more difficult. But I can't see anything else happening in any other fight other than what you're seeing every single time he fights.
There's a second world title challenge out with boxed.
Was it? Yeah.
In Skelton.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that what you've got to look at? You've got to sort of look at Klitschko's.
The thing is you know that he's going to get a shot at a world title whenever he wants. So he's number 6 in the WBC, 6 in the WBO, which is very high, bearing in mind the level of opposition he's faced. 14 in the WBA and 13 in the IBF. After tonight, you'll probably see him in the top 3 somewhere, which isn't necessarily right. But you know, every governing body is looking at Anthony Joshua and saying, oh, please fight for my title. So we're not going to have a problem getting him a shot at a world title.
But guys who have actually boxed at that level.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, people like Tony Thompson is a great fight for Anthony Joshua. Chris Arreola is a great fight. You know, even Orlando Solis is a great fight. Manuel Charr is a great fight. You know, and all these guys will take the fight for the right money. But, you know, we always get the question, when's he going to fight for the world title? The answer is when he's ready and when the right opportunity arises. But is it 12 months? Is it 18 months? We recalculate and reschedule after every performance. Tonight probably means that it's a little bit quicker than we first anticipated. But you know, the improvements are unbelievable. If you watch him, you know, watch that show on Sky the other night from the Emanuele Leo fight, the Paul Buckling fight, the Dorian Darch fight, and then compare it to like Zumbano Love, Baktov, and tonight. Completely different fight. Completely different fight. He's getting better and better and better. And he's training harder. The only person that can stop Anthony Joshua is himself. And he's not that type of person.
Would Jennings...
Good fight. Love the Jennings fight. Love the Jennings
Maybe
fight.
just try for it?
Yeah, I think the Jennings fight is like maybe 2 or 3 fights away, to be honest with you.
Not September.
No, I think I like the domestic fights, Colin. You know, I think, you know, I love the Dillian White fight. I love the David Price fight. I like the Chisora fight because it's just something a little bit different. I mean, what was so good about this fight was the build-up. You know, everyone was talking about it. Kevin Johnson played a blinder, absolute blinder. And, you know, that's why the people are so interested in the fight. But Derek Chisora and David Price and Dillian White will bring the same kind of thing. Maybe not the rapping and stuff like that, but But, you know, I think that they're the kind of fights he wants, and he will feel the O2 on September 12th in any of those fights.
Yeah.
So
we they price themselves out of it.
Maybe, but when you're feeling the O2 and you've got Sky behind you, it's, you know, we've got budget. You know, don't tell them. But we've got budget. Yeah. But, you know, we all know the way that Anthony's going, and I just feel like the reception he got tonight, you know, the interest there's been this week in the media, he's gathering some serious pace now. And I think there'll come a point where he'll want to be tested as well. You know, he'll want to be in those big fights. He's answering every question that's been put in front of him. But I know he's a competitor. So he wants to compete and he wants to be tested. I'm just not sure anyone can.
So when Fury gets his title shot, he drops the British title. So that makes something
I think he's talking about doing it already. Yeah, Dylan White for the British title. You know, David Price for an eliminator for a world title. You know, anything's possible. But it's more about the fight than. You know, I always said that I'd love Anthony to win the British heavyweight title. Yeah. Growing up, like for me, that was, I remember Bruno, as a heavyweight, it was great to win. But Gary Mason, when he knocked out Jess Harding at Brentford Centre, I was there that night, crying. And you know, but it was like, that's got some prestige, but we won't be held up. So we either make the fight or we move on. So.
Right, who will be September 12th or fixing jobs?
Yeah.
As you boxed it before against Never in front of 18,000 people, what was going through your mind when you were waiting out there for the Tabak game?
They're obviously like a fight mentality, so yeah, just with a different opponent. But you know, when you look back at it, it's unbelievable.